a wave 3. It's going to be worse than this one here, than this big move down right here. It's got to be worse. Just no other way around it. So as for the short-term charts, you know, pretty much looking at all of them, you can tell they're way oversold. I've really not a lot to say here. You're in a channel right here, as you can see, and you can see here we're just hovering down here on the 60-minute chart down here in the -10 to -5 area. Very oversold, but see the volume? There's no volume there, none. They just kept on walking this down in a stair-step channel right here, and just kept on going down without any bounces along the way, hardly at all. But it was light volume, so there's no capitulation, so there's no reason to think that we're at a bottom here. No reason to think that there's any bottom. Any bounce, if you have a one-day bounce, that should be sold, in my opinion. I mean, it's just you know, ready to. You can see we're down here on the 2 hours, no volume, massively oversold. -10 to -15 areas where we've been all week long. Just keeps on going. Yes, it should curl back up. Yes, it should rally. But again, those higher powered charts are more powerful. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here with the higher powered charts. Is, you know, this here is very, very oversold here as well. But there's no signs of it coming back up just yet on the 4 hour. So I just don't see any reason at all, no reason at all, to not short any bounces that this market gets. Everything tells me it's not even close to putting in a more than a 1 or 2 day rally up. If that, I think 1 day is probably about all you're going to get. I mean, just look at this. Look at this chart. I mean, look at this. This clearly tells you this move is, I mean, we could have one of these moves next. Very well. We could have a move down like this, or even worse, one like this. Remember, folks, remember this. This is a wave 3 of 3 of 3 of 3 coming down on Tuesday, if all counts are right. And again, if we look at this on a bigger picture, wave 1, primary wave 2, primary wave 3. There you go, P3. And you count these waves again, and then you've got here in this wave, you have got intermediate wave 1, intermediate wave 2, intermediate wave 3, 4, 5. Where are we at? In intermediate wave 3, just in the start of it right here. Then inside of that, you've got, inside of that on a, you know, if we break it down inside of that, with that 1 week up right there, you've actually got a 1, a 2, a 3, then a 4, then a 5, and that is all within this first wave 3. And right now so basically that is, you call that a major wave, you can call it whatever you want. We'll call it a major wave. It really doesn't matter. It's just different names for it. But you can see that we're in a major wave 3 for that as well. And then you break it down. So these are huge charts. Powerful waves. So it's at least a 3 of 3 of 3 on the largest scale. And I think on Monday, Tuesday, after, I think Monday it'll end up being like this of a count. You break it down to smaller ones. And I think on Tuesday we'll get this. And if that doesn't produce a 1,000-point down day on the Dow, I'd be shocked. I mean, especially with it being the 29th again. And when you look back to September 29th, 1929 was the crash then, and then you had October 29th, 2008 was the crash then. So next up we've got November 29th, 2011. If we don't crash, I'd be really shocked. I'd really be shocked. Everything in the chart say that this thing is going to fall off a cliff. Moving on here to these shorter term charts. As I was showing you, we are very oversold here, and certainly it's due to come up, but that does not mean it can't hover around that area like it did here. Just chop around and keep on going lower. Here we're not oversold yet. You can see that it could go lower, as it did here. It went lower, and then here you can see that there's a long ways to go before it runs out of room. I mean, you think that it's going to put in a higher low than here, which would make sense. So that was again the first big wave down, the intermediate wave 1, intermediate wave 2, intermediate wave 3. So you would think that we're going to go down here, probably put in some type of higher low before it comes back up. And how long is that going to be? That's easily could be into the middle of December easily before we get into and before a big rally even happens. The market, as this thing is moving up, the market could continue lower. Look at where this was before it put in a positive. It finally went and put a lower low in, and that was several months. That was from August to here. This would tell you that we would probably bottom out maybe around that December 7th period for the Illuminati.org countdown. Then maybe we rally up some for Santa, and I don't know. But by the time we get up to around this area, similar to this, you would think that we're going to probably roll over and put in a lower low. This one was the 5th wave down. Actually, when you counted this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you actually counted that, the 5th wave, we kept wondering about that because it chopped sideways, and this wave 4 up was a very, very messy, choppy garbage before they finally let it fall off a cliff here, and they still didn't let it fall off a cliff because many times wave 5s are every bit as powerful as wave 3s. So this one just barely going lower than the 1100 to only 1074, which, by the way, in case you hadn't figured it out, 7 plus 4 equals 11, folks, and that would be 11 there, in case you didn't spot that. These numbers are all ritual. We don't know what they're going to be. We can't predict them ahead of time, but after the fact, it's easy to spot them. So, but this 5th wave could have easily been a lot deeper. So we do not know after this wave comes down and you have your wave 4 up, and then your wave 5 down. You don't know how low it's going to go. We can't think that far out. But right now, everything's extremely bearish. So again, here looking at all the charts, what can I say here? It looks like we're ready to pop out right here. It's a falling wedge, but falling wedges could continue to fall, and you could end up continuing the wedge. You don't know when it's going to break out. Is it going to do one of these numbers and bust out and then fall back down? Now look at this one here. This was a falling wedge. Look what happened. It just fell out. It did not bust up and fall down. It just fell down. So falling wedges are great, but problem is low volume. Low volume here. So low volume, and they're melting it down in low volume. That is very rare. This is a very controlled sell-off. There's still absolutely no capitulation, none at all. Nobody's really scared at all yet, and that tells you that you're going to most likely have a crash. I mean, it's just the way it goes. You look and see where it is right down here, how far it hovered along here. Of course, this is a shorter time frame, but the daily can do exactly the same thing right here as this one here. The daily could easily just chop around down here and before it finally, as the market goes down, and stay oversold for a long period of time. There's not really much that you can say here because of this low volume. You can't really get a read on it, so you just have to move on to other charts, other higher frame time charts than the 60-minute. 60 minutes not really giving you a clue. 30 minute really isn't either. It's still kind of choppy, light volume, just down, just keeps on going. At some point, it's gonna go up, but I'm still sticking with my thoughts on the rituals that the 29th will be a crash date, and so we shall see. And then, so if I had to guess it, and that's all I ever do is guess to the best of my ability, I'm going to say that we're going to have basically another red day on Monday. Don't know how far. to make day number 8. Crash on Tuesday. Don't know how far again, but crash on Tuesday to make day number 9. Positive close. We'll make a positive close green. Positive close on Wednesday to break the cycle. And then back down for more selling. The rest, I don't know if it's going to be another crash or what. I don't know how it's going to work out, but that's what I'm thinking is going to happen for this week. So it'll be 9 days in a row here of red down days, 1 green day, and then Thursday, Friday completes out this week to make a nasty move down, and we very well could hit the 965 that I'm thinking is a target before this thing is done. It could happen this week, or could happen into the week of December 7th. But everything to me says it's going to crash. So if you're lucky enough to get a bounce on Monday, and I think that's it, folks. I can't think of anything else I wanted to cover. Let's see here. I wrote the post here. We'll open this up here and kind of go over everything I may have missed here in the post, but I don't think there's anything. I think I've covered it all. I didn't make a big post this time because it's Thanksgiving weekend and there's just not a lot really to say. So I think I covered everything. Yeah, it's a short post, folks. So that's it. I'll end it here and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you all had one. And I will see you all Monday, I guess, on the blog and in the chat room. Thanks a lot. Good luck, everyone.